Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and this is how to use Sableye and Mega Sableye. Those stats, I ain't even mad. This isn't Delcatty all over again because Sableye has the Prankster ability and a lot of other things going for it. When we look at it, that's pretty low. That there's not really much you're going to be able to get out of it from really any kind of standpoint unless you super invest into something. But overall, not a lot of speed, not a lot of defenses, not a lot of hit points. What are we going to do? Well, the first thing that Sableye has going for it is its typing. Dark Ghost, one of the sexiest typings in the game, because it's so nice. Like, before 6th Gen, it was just a beautiful typing that had no weaknesses, and now with 6th Gen, it only has one weakness. And for that, you get a resistance and 3 immunities, so you can actually use it to switch in pretty well. You can also resist, and then a lot of neutral hits, so at least if you're going to be playing this Pokemon as a tank, you really only have to worry about Fairy, and that's pretty good. So really, we're going to have to break down Sableye by hopping into Pokemon Showdown. So since I've already covered a video on Mega Sableye, I'm going to go over it really quick here first. Pretty much you want to invest heavy into the defenses, put a lot into hit points, a little in special defense, Calm Mind with the Will-O-Wisp, Dark Pulse Recover, and then you're going to be using Prankster on that first turn before Magic Bounce activates after you Mega Evolve. And if that was too fast for you, then you can watch the video, or I'm just going to go over it again. So pretty much, defensive nature, bold, going to be your best bet because it's not going to lower your special attack. After that, you're going to want to use that first turn before Mega Evolving to Will-O-Wisp a physical attacker, or Calm Mind to set up against a special attacker. If you're using Calm Mind, it's just going to boost your special defense, which is why we're going to want to boost our defense, since our only way of boosting our defense is through Will-O-Wisp, by effectively cutting their attack in half. After that, you just recover in Dark Pulse until all of your opponents go away. Mega Sableye is one of the perfect tanks. Magic Bounce means it's not going to get taunted or have anything really disrupt it. The only thing you have to worry about is really Fairy typing and kind of getting a secondary effect like Scald burning you. But even then, Sableye survives really well through a burn because it's such a tanky beast. And even raw power Pokemon have a hard time taking it out. Like if Sableye and Garchomp are on the field at the same time, Garchomp can throw an Outrage with Choice Band Adamant, and it's not going to be enough to take out Mega Sableye, because Sableye Mega Evolves, keeps the Prankster, burns it, and then Garchomp is doing a maximum of 40%, while averaging closer to around 30% damage after that, so Sableye can recover and set up against Garchomp really well, and that's just kind of an idea of how bulky this Pokemon gets behind Will-O-Wisp. As for regular Sableye, you can run it one of two ways. You can go for a pure defense tank that's just going to be maximum disruption, that you're going to want to bring this guy. You can switch it in safely on a lot of physical threats, and then you're going to be able to recover and then knock them off. Will-O-Wisp, switch out into something else, because if it's a physical threat and they're Will-O-Wisp, now they're not too much of a threat, and then you can just Sableye to kind of cycle through your opponents. Leftovers with Recover gives it a lot of just durability, and then you have a Taunt to prevent setup, Knock Off to remove items, and it's just really solid overall. With this, for example, if it's a Jolly or Naive Choice Scarfed Garchomp, Outrage still isn't enough to knock you out. You can safely switch in Will-O-Wisp it, and then recover against a Garchomp that's set up like that with this set. So it just kind of shows that you can build Sableye with a bit of durability, but really it's only because of Prankster. That 50 speed means nothing because most of the time you're outspeeding your opponent, which is really good. Other than that, you can kind of run it like Mega Sableye Light. Except this isn't going to be for switch-ins, it's pretty much just going to be a very broad setup and disrupt kind of Pokemon. However, we can take regular Sableye into double battles, and this is where it starts getting fun, because Sableye brings so much Prankster disruption, it's beautiful, really. Fake Out, Will-O-Wisp, Confuse Ray, Recover. You really don't need much else. I was thinking you can go a little more into a mixed defenses here, that with the Will-O-Wisp, even though it's going to try to like burn down your physical opponents, I still like to have the split idea on this one, since you really never know what you're going to expect, and you can still have another Pokemon next to you that can really help out and support. So my idea here is you just kind of want to have even defenses that I was thinking about. You put a little more investment in special defense, you go with the defensive nature, and this thing's really well-rounded, but since the majority of the Pokemon in the game are physical, just a little more favoritism towards that physical. Also with the Will-O-Wisp and Fake Out combo, you're going to have a lot. So the idea is first turn, Fake Out, have your other ally Pokemon set up. Generally, you're going to want a really strong Pokemon, and then you can do some work from there. Also, Confuse Ray and Will-O-Wisp, you can Confuse Ray special attackers, Will-O-Wisp physical attackers, recover up and be healthy. Citrus Berry is just going to make it harder to knock you out, and really the only thing that's going to threaten you is like a super double Focus Fire, but then if you have a really strong Pokemon on your side, you can just go and take advantage of that. Also, instead of having Confuse Ray or Will-O-Wisp, it gets Icy Wind. Whoop. There we go. Icy Wind from the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire move tutor. So you can also be kind of a speed control Pokemon once you've set up enough. Like, you know, Fake Out, knock out a Pokemon, Confuse Ray, set up with Recover, Icy Wind for the extra support, and then you're good to go from there. And then we have even more shenanigans. That in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, Sableye gets Quash TM. That's terrifying because it makes the target move last in the turn, and since it's a status, remember we're going to have Prankster on all these sets, that Quash is going to be priority, make it to where that Pokemon moves last, and then you just have some monstrous attacker by Sableye. You know, Hyper Voice. You can have Boom Burst, actually, because Sableye is a Ghost-type Pokemon. So you can have a very strong Boom Burst, Hyper Voice. We have anything, really, that's going to hit two opponents really hard. And then because of Quash, it's like, well, that Pokemon would outspeed, but I'm making it move last. And then scary things happen from there. You also have Fake Out, Taunt, Recover, and it's going to kind of be the same idea for the EV spread. But again, if you're also running some other things on your team, like you have a lot of other physical heavy Pokemon for defenses, you can run more special defense. It's really what your team needs. Sableye is really diverse on that. On that, Sableye is a boss. Like, Mega Sableye, really nothing threatens it except for Fairy and a couple of very niche things, and then regular Sableye can be a huge frustration in singles and doubles. So very good Pokemon despite its stats because of that Prankster ability and the access to the move pool that it has. So if you guys enjoyed this video, and that's how you use Sableye.